By the end of this lesson, you will be able to add fractions. Let us begin our discussion in adding fractions with like denominators. Fractions having like denominators are said to be similar fractions. To add similar fractions, simply add their numerators and copy the common denominators. Let us study the following examples. We have example number 1. 2 over 7 plus 3 over 7. These two fractions are similar fractions since they have the same denominator, which is 7. So we can add them directly by adding their numerators. So we have 2 plus 3, that is 5, over the common denominator, which is 7. And since 5 and 7 are relatively prime numbers, then we cannot simplify them anymore. So this is our final answer. So example number 2, we have 1 over 8 plus 5 over 8. So again, these two fractions are similar fractions and therefore we can add them directly. So add the numerators, we have 1 plus 5, that is 6, over the common denominator is 8. And as we can see, 6 and 8 have common factor, which is 2. So to simplify 6 over 8, we are going to divide them by their greatest common factor, which is 2. So 6 divided by 2 and 8 divided by 2. And after that, 6 divided by 2 is 3 over 8 divided by 2 is 4. So the final answer is 3 over 4. We cannot simplify 3 over 4 anymore because they are relatively prime. And example number 3, we have 3 over 5 plus 2 over 5. And again, they are similar fractions, so we can add them directly. So we have 3 plus 2 is 5 over the common denominator is 5. And we all know that 5 over 5 or 5 divided by 5 is always equal to 1. Next example, number 4. We have 5 over 6 plus 4 over 6. And again, these two fractions are similar and so we can add directly their numerators and copy the common denominator. So we have 5 plus 4 is 9 over the common denominator, which is 6. And again, 9 and 6 have common factor, which is 3. So we are going to divide each of them by 3 to simplify 9 over 6. And so 9 divided by 3 is 3, while 6 divided by 3 is 2. But our answer is in improper fraction because the numerator is bigger than the denominator. So what are we going to do to make it in simplest form? So convert them or convert 3 over 2 into mixed number. Okay, so this is how we are going to do that. Ask yourself, ilang 2 meron sa 3? Probably your answer is 1. 1 times 2 is 2. Ilan na lang kulang para maging 3? Of course, that is 1 na lang. So, 1 is the numerator of the fraction part over the denominator of the improper fraction we are trying to simplify, which is 2. So, the final answer is 1 and 1/2. Okay, so that's how you are going to add similar fractions. Let's now proceed to adding fractions with unlike denominators, or these fractions are called disimilar fractions. And to add dissimilar fractions, there are many ways. First is by means of using the LCD. But in this tutorial, I will be using the butterfly method because that is what you want. Okay, so marami sa inyo ang nagsasabi na mas madali ang butterfly method. Okay, so in this tutorial, let us use the butterfly method to add dissimilar fractions. Okay, let's take example number 5. We have 2 over 5 plus 1 over 10. And as we notice, 5 and 10 are not the same number, so we can consider 2 over 5 and 1 over 10 as dissimilar fractions. And since they are dissimilar fractions, we cannot add them directly like what we did in adding similar fractions. So what are we going to do? Again, apply the butterfly method. So this will be equal to, let us multiply the numerator of the first fraction to the denominator of the second fraction. So we have 2 times 10, and that will give us 20. And since our operation is addition, so put plus here. And then multiply here 5 and 1. So we have 1 times 5 is 5. And after that, this is over, multiply the two denominators, 5 and 10, and that will give us 50. And that is why it is called butterfly method, because this illustration looks like a butterfly. Diba? Mukha naman talaga siyang butterfly eh. Okay, so we got now 20 plus 5 all over 50. And after that, we are going to simplify. So add the numerators 20 and 5. So that will give us 25 over the common denominator now is 50. And as we observed, 25 over 50 is not yet in simplest form because they have their common factor, which is 25. So divide 25 over 50 by 25 and also the denominator by 25. And then that will give us 25 divided by 25 is 1 over 50 divided by 25, that is equal to 2. So the final answer is 1/2. As easy as that. Okay, next, let's take another example. We have example number 6. 3 over 4 plus 3 over 12. Again, these two fractions are dissimilar, and so we cannot add them directly like what we did in similar fractions. So what are we going to use now? The butterfly method. But if you are good enough to perform or to add dissimilar fractions using LCD, it's up to you if that is the method you are going to use. Okay, so this time, butterfly method muna tayo. We have 3 times 12. That will give us 36. Plus, because our operation is addition, so it must be addition also. So we have 3 times 4, and that will give us 12 over the product of the denominators, 4 and 12, is 48. So we have now 36 plus 12 over 48. And that will be equal to, what is the sum of 36 and 12? Of course, that is 48 over, copy lang natin yung denominator, which is 48. And we know that 48 divided by 48 is 1. So this is equal to 1. Therefore, the product of 3 over 4 plus 3 over 12 is 1. Okay, next, example number 7. We have 5 over 6 plus 3 over 4. Again, these two fractions are dissimilar fractions because they have different denominators, and so we cannot add them directly. So what are we going to use is the butterfly method. So we have, this is equal to 5 times 4. That will give us 20. Since the operation is addition, so put plus here. And then we have 3 times 6, which gives us 18. All over the product of the denominators, we have 6 times 4, that is 24. And to simplify that, 20 plus 18 is 38 over. This 24 will be brought down here. Ayan. And very obvious that 38 over 24 is not yet in simplest form because both of them are even numbers. And so they have their common factor which is 2. So 38 divided by 2 and 24 divided by 2. So that is equal to, what is the quotient of 38 divided by 2? That is 19 over 24 divided by 2 is 12. And 19 over 12 is an improper fraction. So what are we going to do is to convert them into a mixed number. So this will be equal to, ilang 12 meron sa 19? Of course, ang sasagot nyo ay isa. Then 1 times 12, the answer is 12. Ilan na lang kulang para maging 19? That is 7. So 7 is the numerator of our fraction part over the denominator of this fraction, which is 12. So the final answer is 1 and 7 over 12. That's it. Okay, next, let us now proceed to adding fractions and whole numbers. Okay, so example number 8. We have 2, which is a whole number, plus 3/4. And what are we going to do? Good news, this is very simple. So to add fraction and whole number, just combine them. So 2 plus 3/4 is equal to 2 and 3/4. As easy as that. Because our fraction here is is a proper fraction. But do not do this shortcut if our fraction is an improper fraction. So just like this in example number 9, we have 7 over 3 plus 5. Take note that 7 over 3 is an improper fraction, and so we cannot do the same kung anong ginawa natin sa number 8 na pinagtabi lang natin yung whole number at yung fraction. In this situation, in example number 9, we cannot do that because our fraction here, 7 over 3, is an improper fraction. So, we are going to convert first this improper fraction into the equivalent mixed number. So, how are we going to do that? Eto na. Ilang 3 meron sa 7? Of course, that is 2. And then 2 times 3 is 6. Ilan na lang kulang para maging 7? So, that is 1. Okay, so 1 is the numerator of the fraction part over the denominator of this fraction, which is 3. So the equivalent mixed number of 7 over 3 is 2 and 1/3. And after that, we can now add 5. And to add mixed number with whole number, what we are going to do is to add the whole numbers. So we have 2 plus another whole number, which is 5, plus the fraction part, which is 1/3. And then we can now add them. 2 plus 5 is 7. And then plus 1/3, that is 7 and 1/3. Ganun lang naman ka dali. Okay? So next, we have to add fractions and mixed numbers. So this time, the given is fraction plus mixed number, or maybe mixed number plus fractions. So how are we going to add them? So example number 10, we have 7 over 8 plus 1 and 3/4. Mapapansin nyo, our given, we have fraction and mixed number. So, the same process, we are going to add separately the whole number part. Dito, may whole number ba sa 7 over 8? Wala. Kasi nga, isa siyang fraction. So, 0 lang yan. And then dito, may whole number ba ang 1 and 3/4? Meron, which is 1. Plus, dito, i-separate na natin. Yung fraction parts will be added separately. So, 7 over 8 plus 3 over 4. And then, it's up to you if you are going to use parentheses to avoid confusion. Just to indicate na itong 7 over 8 plus 3 over 4 are the fraction parts of our addends. Okay? So, this is equal to, just bring down 1 plus. Okay, so look at this fraction. 7 over 8 plus 3 over 4, they are disimilar fractions, and therefore, we can use butterfly method to simplify this 7 over 8 plus 3 over 4. So what are we going to do now is to multiply first the numerator of the first fraction by the denominator of the second fraction. So we have 7 times 4, that gives us 28. And then since the operation is addition, so this is plus. And then now we have 3 times 8, that is 24. Over the product of the denominators, 8 and 4 is 32. And then don't forget the parentheses. Okay, so after that, we can now simplify. Proceed na tayo. So just bring down 1 here. Plus, what is the sum of 28 and 24? Well, that is 52. Over the denominator, which is 32. And obviously, 52 over 32 is not yet in simplest form because both of them are even numbers, and therefore they have their common factor. In 52 and 32, the greatest common factor between them is 4. So let us divide the 52 by 4 and divide also 32 by 4. And bring down natin dito sa baba. By the way, vertical na yung approach natin because if the solution is in horizontal form, hindi nakakasya sa ating presentation. So, pababa na tayo. Okay, okay na rin to para masanay kayo mag-solve ng equation. Sa fourth quarter, pagdating natin sa algebra, you will be solving equation at yung approach natin ay pa-vertical like this. Okay, so just bring down 1 plus, eto na, 52 divided by 4 gives us 13 over 32 divided by 4 is 8. Okay, and then 1 plus 13 over 8. Okay, bring down nga muna natin 1 plus 13 over 8 is an improper fraction. So, hindi natin siya pwedeng sabihing 1 and 13 over 8. So, the sum is not like that. Kasi nga, improper fraction yung kapartner ng whole number natin. So what are we going to do is to convert first this 13/8 into its equivalent mixed number. So tanungin ulit natin sarili natin, ilang 8 meron sa 13? Of course, 1 lang. Okay? And then 1 times 8 is 8. Ilan na lang kulang para maging 13? Siyempre, 5 na lang. So 5 is the numerator of the fraction part over the denominator, the same with our given improper fraction. So that is 1 and 5/8. This time, we can now add whole number plus the fraction. So 1 plus 1 gives us 2, then 5/8. So the final answer is 2 and 5/8. That's it. Okay? Next, another example for adding fractions and mixed number. So we have a mixed number plus a fraction 3/5. Again, 2 and 2/5 plus 3/5. And that is equal to, again, paghiwalayin natin or ibukod natin yung mga whole numbers at yung whole numbers ng addend natin ay 2 lang. So we have 2 plus, yung fraction part is 2/5 plus, eto namang isa ay 3/5. And then, lagyan natin ng parentheses just to indicate that this group of numbers are the fraction part of our given addends. Okay, so bring down muna natin yung 2 plus, okay, gagamitan pa ba natin to ng butterfly method? I think hindi na because these 2/5 and 3/5 are similar fractions. So, we can add them directly. So, add natin yung numerator. So, 2 plus 3 is 5 over, copy the common denominator, 5. And then, lagyan din natin ng parentheses just to indicate that 5/5 is the result of these fractions na pagkatapos nating inad. Okay, so simplify natin. So bring down 2 plus, alam naman natin that 5/5 is 1 and so our answer is 3. Ganun lang kadali. Okay? Step by step lang tayo sa ngayon, especially for those who are not yet a master of operating or adding fractions. Pero kapag ka-master nyo na yung addition of fractions, kahit hindi nyo na ipakita yung ganitong solution, even if by means of looking at the given, masasagutan nyo na. Okay, so this time, eto muna, step by step para sa mga beginners or para sa mga nakalimot. Okay, so let's proceed now to adding mixed numbers. So this time, dalawang mixed numbers pagsasamahin natin. So we have example number 12, 2 and 1/3 plus 3 and 2/5. And again, i-add natin yung whole number parts at i-add rin natin separately yung fraction parts. Okay, so we have a whole number here which is 2 plus another whole number which is 3. So we have 2 plus 3 plus their fraction parts are 1/3. So this is 1/3 plus 2/5. Okay, lagyan natin ng parentheses. Ayan. And then, bring down lang natin. What is 2 plus 3? Of course, that is 5 plus. Okay, eto. 1/3 plus 2/5. Hindi natin pwedeng i-add directly yan because they are disimilar fractions and therefore we are going to use our method called butterfly method. So, multiply 1 by 5 and so we will get 5 plus 2 times 3, we will get 6. And then multiply 3 and 5, we will get 15. And then simplify natin, bring down 5 plus, what is 5 plus 6? Of course, that is 11 over, copy the common denominator which is 15. And therefore, our answer now, 5 plus 11 over 15 is 5 and 11 over 15. O diba? Madali lang naman. Okay, so next, another example of adding mixed numbers. We have 1 and 2/5 plus 2 and 3/5. Okay, again, i-separate natin yung pag-add ng mga whole number parts. We have 1 plus 2 plus the fraction parts are 2/5 plus 3/5. Okay? And then, add natin yung 1 and 2, we will get 3 plus, eto, this time we will not use the butterfly method because our fractions here are similar fractions and therefore we can add directly the numerators and copy the common denominator. So 2 plus 3 is 5 over, the common denominator is 5. And we all know that 5/5 is 1 and so 3 plus 4 is 4. I mean, 3 plus 1 is 4. Okay? 'Di ba? So, I hope you learned something from this lesson. I think meron pa tayong iba pang mga couple of examples. So, we have adding mixed numbers and whole numbers. So, this time, a mixed number is to be added to a whole number, or vice versa, a whole number to be added to a mixed number. So, we have example number 14. We have 4 and 2/5 plus 3. So, easy lang yan. Just add the whole number part. So, we have 4 plus 3 plus the fraction part, which is 2/5. And then, adding 4 and 3 will get 7 plus 2/5, that is 2/5. Okay? So, 7 plus 2/5 will give us 7 and 2/5. Parang pinagtabi lang natin. Okay? If you still remember our first example. Okay, so let's take the last example before we end up. Example number 15, we have 6 plus 5 and 3 over 8. And that is equal to the whole number part plus another whole number, which is 5 plus 3 over 8. And the sum of 5 and 6 is 11 plus 3 over 8. And that will give us 11 and 3 over 8. Ganun lang kadali. Okay? So, you are going to use only the butterfly method if you are going to add two dissimilar fractions. Again, butterfly method is used only in addition or in subtraction also. Pero sa multiplication at sa division, do not use that butterfly method. Kasi maraming estudyante ang nalilito. Multiplication or division yung operation, nag-butterfly method. So, yung butterfly method is best or appropriate to use kapag ka ang given natin ay dalawang dissimilar fractions na i-add natin or isa-subtract. Okay? So, let me end up the discussion, and after to try your understanding, answer these 10 questions. And these fractions are taken from, the different situations that we discussed in this lesson. Okay, so we have addition of similar fractions, and also addition of the similar fractions, addition of fraction and a whole number, addition of fraction and a mixed number, addition of fraction and a mixed number, and also both mixed numbers, and we also have mixed number plus a whole number. So I hope you are able to answer this and be ready sa nalalapit nating examination. Okay, so that is all for today. Thank you so much for listening. Good luck and have a nice day.